You know that feeling when your brain is just running on empty? You're battling brain fog, you're tired all the time, and you think, well, it must be my age, or maybe I'm working too hard, but what if it's something else? Today, we're going to uncover the one critical mineral that acts as the master switch for getting deep sleep and unlocking peak brain performance. Okay, let's get into it.
So let's just start with the biggest question of all. Why can't you get that deep, restorative sleep? You know, the kind that actually leaves you feeling recharged. You go to bed, you sleep for 8 hours, you wake up, and you're still exhausted. What is actually going on here?
Well, here's the simplest way to picture it. Your brain is basically a complex electrical system. And right now, its switches are jammed. They are stuck in the on position. This leaves your whole nervous system buzzing all night long, and that makes it pretty much impossible to ever sink into that deep, brain-healing sleep you so desperately need.
Now, to fix this, we've got to understand what's happening on a much deeper level. This isn't just a metaphor, you guys. It's a real biological crisis happening inside your head, and it all comes down to these tiny things called ion channels.
So, right at the heart of this whole problem are your ion channels. I mean, these are literally the tiny electrical switches inside your brain cells. They control the flow of all the signals, everything from learning and forming new memories to, most importantly for us, calming your entire nervous system down. But here's the thing, for them to work the right way, they need a gatekeeper.
And that leads us directly to the real culprit. See, the reason your brain switches are stuck open isn't some kind of design flaw. It's because the gatekeeper is missing in action. We are talking about a mineral deficiency that is so widespread, it's crazy. Most people have no clue they're even affected by it.
And that missing gatekeeper is magnesium. It's magnesium ions that are supposed to be controlling these critical electrical switches. They're what allows your brain to flip from on and anxious to off and restful. Without enough of it, there is literally no one managing the gates.
And the scale of this deficiency is just staggering. I mean, look at this number. Over the last 60 years or so, modern food processing has gotten really good at stripping the nutrient-rich layers from grains and other foods. In the process, it's led to a loss of up to 90% of the magnesium from our diet. It's just gone, leaving our brains without this essential tool for relaxation and repair.
But the problem actually gets worse. When those gates are left stuck wide open, it starts to create a toxic environment inside your brain. It's like your brain is being forced to pay this constant metabolic tax. It's burning through extra energy just to function, and that leads to a total breakdown at the synaptic level.
Okay, so look at this comparison, because this is the whole story right here. When you have enough magnesium, your brain signals are calm, they're balanced, they're orderly. But without it, your brain gets stuck in this overexcited state that's dominated by a neurotransmitter called glutamate. This creates something called glutamate toxicity. The best way to think of it is like revving a car engine in the red for hours and hours. It's just a chaotic, damaging environment where your brain cells are literally being burned out from overstimulation.
And the consequences of this chaotic state, well, they probably sound pretty familiar. Your neuroplasticity, which is your brain's ability to learn and form new memories, it gets crippled. Your sleep architecture gets completely ruined, so you're not getting those deep, restorative phases. And all of this directly leads to that chronic brain fog, that poor memory, and that constant, heightened sense of anxiety.
But here is the good news. This is not a permanent condition. This is something we can absolutely fix. We can restore order to your brain with a very targeted approach that we're going to call the Magnesium Reset.
And hey, this isn't just some theory I'm throwing out there. The research is crystal clear. As this quote shows, scientists have proven that by raising the levels of magnesium directly inside the brain, we can restore that crucial neuroplasticity and see dramatic improvements in cognitive function. But there's a little catch.
And that catch is called the blood-brain barrier. Just think of it like a super exclusive nightclub with a really tough bouncer at the front door. It's this protective membrane that's incredibly picky about what it lets through into your brain. So for any supplement to actually have an effect on your brain cells, it has to get past this barrier first.
And this right here is why the form of magnesium you take is absolutely everything. Cheaper forms, like magnesium oxide, they just can't get past the bouncer. They don't cross the blood-brain barrier effectively. But there are specific forms, like magnesium L-Threonate, which was literally developed at MIT for this exact purpose, along with Glycinate and taurate, that are designed to pass that security check and get delivered right where they're needed most.
Okay, so how do we take all of this science and put it into practice? Let's walk through a simple, super actionable plan to reset your synapses and finally reclaim your deep sleep.
Here it is. It's just 4 simple steps. Step 1, choose one of those high bioavailability forms that can actually get into your brain, like L-Threonate or Glycinate. Step 2, take the right dose, which is around 400 milligrams, about an hour to an hour and a half before you plan to go to sleep. Step 3, and this is key, be consistent. This is all about restoring your body's depleted levels, and that's going to take some time. And finally, step 4, track your progress. Use a sleep tracker and keep an eye on your deep sleep duration. That number right there, that's your biomarker for success.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Forget about just feeling less tired. What could you really, truly achieve if your brain was fully charged, fully rested, and just firing on all cylinders every single day? That is the power of restoring this one essential mineral.